Hi, folks. Darren Rayfonso here, and right now I am getting a call from Tyler Vega, so I wanted to do it live here. Let's see if I might be able to call him. Hello?
Darren?
Yeah, Tyler? Yeah, it's Darren. It's Darren Fonso.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just, you called me, so I wanted to get it live, but I can do it better with this phone.
Hey, look, I'm just calling that I am hoping that we can figure out some way to address your issue. And the only way I know how to do that immediately is through advocacy. Long term, of course, we can try for legislative solutions, but I don't have any power legislatively yet, and nor do any of my people. And I know that things are a little crazy online, and the response is not perfect, but I just want you to know that people are listening and do give a fuck. We're doing our best and are all pretty, well, we're all just struggling to make it right now. And I'd like to set up a call with Scott, but I don't know if we can all keep it together. Scott is a good man, and he's, he is a lawyer and has worked he has actually defended people in workers' comp before. He knows more than all of us, I think. Maybe not you, certainly more than the rest of us. And I think we can do something. I think we can make moves that would affect the situation in a good way if we can all get on the same page. So I want to know if you feel like you can be a part of that conversation and have it be productive. And I wanted to get a sense of.
Well, yeah, okay, can I talk now? Was that a yes? Okay. Well, what I want to say, Tyler, is before I go talk to Steve, who I applaud his efforts. He's an awesome lawyer, and he helps the homeless, and he's helping with foreclosure lawyers. He hasn't practiced work comp law in 20 years, and when he did, it was on the federal level, not on the state level, and that's the problem, as the state level. And now another issue I'm having, sir, is that I don't need to talk to him as a lawyer because we have the State Bar Association. Do you know them? The American Bar Association. They have written a letter, and in that letter it talks about the overtaking of the federal overtake of a broken state work comp. No, I mean in there it talks about single payer, sir. It talks about how single payer in Colorado was defeated basically because the workers were not going to have time loss and they were not going to have vocational services. So in other words, we're being cost shifted. And we see the same thing going on here with this single payer plan. And so when you tell me you have a solution, but your solution is single payer, then yeah, it's going to be hard for us to be on the same page with you if your solution for labor and injured workers of America is a single payer plan in one state. Now, the American Bar Association wants Medicare for all across the nation, and we're willing to all fight for that. But what they say, they're lawyers, the American Bar Association, and what they say is the single payer in one state harms labor more than it helps us, and it allows the employers to cost shift their burdens under the grand bargains off to we, the workers. So yeah, it would be hard to me to get on the same page with this other gentleman, but I'm willing to work with you guys, yes. I'm more than willing to do that, but we have to first put on the plate the American Bar Association's report, workers' comp report. Have you read that, sir?
No, I haven't read it.
Well, what I would like to do, sir, is have you read that report and then come back and ask us how you would like to help us. Because do you know who David McDivitt is?
Yeah, I do actually.
He said he has shared my video, and he says he's going to stand up and he's going to make this an issue on his candidate's page, and he's going to vocally speak out for the minimum federal oversight that we need. And that's all we need is for you guys to at least put our issue on the table with yours, but what we're finding is you guys don't want our issue on the table with yours. And now I'm finding out when I read this letter that I just got from the American Bar Association, I'm finding out why, sir. So yes, please, if you could, have you and Scott Stefani read the letter from the American Bar Association that I have posted all over, because I'm pretty good at that now. An old dog can learn new tricks, apparently. So anyways, I'm asking if you, Tyler, and our Revolution folks to please take a look at that letter, then get back to our injured workers community and your candidates as well to come out and speak, because we don't need advocacy any other way. We just need your mouths running for what Senator Sanders has already said we needed in writing 3 years ago, sir.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I hear you. I'm not convinced that we're going to get very far immediately. I will read the document. I think I'll find time to read the document and add that to my list of things to chew upon. I mean, the legislative solutions are going to take a lot of time, all of them. And single payer is probably going to move forward in Washington. Well, the people are still going to try and move it forward regardless. And I'm happy to bring that conversation also to those guys. But at the ground level, my experience of how law works is that people are basically getting chewed apart right now on the ground all over the place, and those things we can't affect right now. And that's where that's my way of attacking this, because for the reasons that I've stated. And so I gather that you're not interested in that. That's fine. If you don't think it's valuable, that's totally acceptable. I'm not going to try and force it on you or anything like that. That's why I'm calling you, to see if you want to be involved.
Well, you see, sir, I've been my own lawyer for 6 years, and I've won my SSDI case, and I've proven my workers' comp case, and that the state is failing injured workers, sir. So I also advocated for my father-in-law, who was worked to death by Walmart, the insurance company, and the doctors who basically were lying in their care. So I know about justice in our medical care, and I know where failing is. And I know the reason why is it's the state med board and the state med tort laws that need addressed. See, the whole narrative here isn't that I need some more free care or some other care. I, as a poor person, have had plenty of free care in this state. The problem is the care that we're getting. We cannot police the doctors who lie to deny, and we are failing us, and we're not getting justice because of that. So the root causes, I'm telling you, Tyler, I have investigated as a patient, as a victim, and I studied law as a paralegal, even though I never got the paper on the wall, sir. So what I am telling you here as a victim and as a patient, and you, as a person, you all say you want to listen to the people, and what we say from the bottom coming up, you're not listening to us. You're coming back and saying you're screaming single payer, and your drumming for single payer is crying out that what the needed federal oversight, and the cries of the injured workers being loaded on the trains that Steve Stefante calls a genocide, and Rosa Calderon called it a war on workers. So I'm sorry. And then now I have the American Bar Association telling me that the single payer in Colorado was a ruse to help business and harm labor. Then we need to talk about that, Tyler. So please go read the letter, you and Scott Stefani, if that's who's going to be your legal advisor in this movement, because I think we need to be listening more to the lawyers of the American Bar Association and the willing lawyers who are the work comp attorneys across this nation, and David DiPaolo, who Steve Stefante. And now I like Steve. Like I said, I think he is going to be an awesome advocate for the cause for which he is educated in. But he is not educated in work comp laws. He's not educated in the fact how state work comp systems are failing us. And it is not the trial lawyers that are harming us. It is the doctors, sir, and we're not policing them. And if we don't get to that, and that justice, that injustice in our health care, whether it's workers' comp or our private care, where my wife was almost harmed and killed by her doctor, and I can't hold him to account in our courts of law the way it stands because of state med tort laws stacked by businessmen. Anyways, go ahead and reply, Tyler, and then I'll let you go, because I know you're busy and you got things to do.
Yeah, no, my stance is the same. My level of education on this particular issue isn't sufficient to make any sort of claim one way or another. It's certainly not with a single payer and its relation to that. What I see is that I think you could perhaps save a lot of suffering by being an advocate for a lot of people, and that's all I'm calling about. I'm not in a position to defend single payer other than that's the voices of people that I want to support. It's not. I don't have a solution for that. If
Okay.
Right now, I don't have.
Sure, sure. Well, could you please read the letter from the American Bar Association, you and Scott, and then come back and consult with us?
I'm happy to do that, and I will. As long, can you outline it? You said it's obvious, right?
I plastered it all over, brother. You'll find it.
Yeah, I'll read that and I'll get back to you. In the meantime, if you want to sit at the table for the advocacy conversation, let me know and I'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, see, the only thing is I don't want the advocacy and our progressive movement to advocate for a single payer system that is going to harm my injured workers and labor as a whole. So, anyways, yeah, get back to us, brother. Thanks. Okay. So that was Tyler Vega from running for Congress. He runs the Our Revolution movement here in the state of Washington. I don't want to say he runs it. He's part of it, and he's the bigger voice that seems to be directing and the pilot of the ship, let's put it that way. Because nobody's the boss in our little movement. It's this way we always used to say it. Anyways, there you have it. So we've heard from Tyler Vega, and he's a nice guy, and he is trying to hear. I think what's happening here is he's just not educated as to what's really going on. What I'm feeling here is we have a bunch of people who are just not fully educated and thought they were listening to Darren Fonso and then only wanted to use Darren Fonso and his grief and his injured workers' grief, and now this other lady, Jessa Lewis, grief from when she was a kid, to sell us a single-player plan that the American Bar Association says will harm labor. Let's give them a few days to see if they can catch up. I will still continue to educate people the way I'm doing it. I think the way I'm going about it is a much, much better way than the other injured workers who are choosing to not be nice like me. I'm a nice guy here. And I'm on a righteous mission here. And I will not deviate my ship from its course, Tyler Vega. And I will try as a former member of the United States Navy, although we had some issues, I was discharged honorably. And I won them and I fought them, Tyler Vega. So when you try to tell me you've got some other people that are smarter and more intelligent and have paper on the walls and all this experience, sir, I'm telling you I have it here, brother. And I don't need to go do another advocacy group and get you guys to utilize us so that you can show the harm and how bad work comp is, so that you can erode it away with a single payer plan that takes away our voc services and our time loss. Please educate yourself, and I dearly hope that it is that you're just miseducated here and ill-informed and not there are some ulterior motives here. Hopefully this is just miseducation. Well, Darren is here to educate you, and he's doing it as nice as he can. He's got a few fuck yous here and there, but other than that, and he does have some. I'm not making bell threats. What I am showing is when I state that a gentleman in Las Vegas who was an injured worker went off and shot his adjuster point blank after a 10-year ordeal. Now, I'm not saying he was right in his claim or the adjuster was right in his claim. What I'm saying is there needs to not be a 10-year ordeal for an injured worker to get justice. There's something wrong with that. And we need to talk about it, not keep saying, well, single payer is going to fix your shit. Because we're going to adjust all the employers' burdens, and you guys will just get treated good now. Well, you same people, your employers, stacked the deck against us in workers' comp so that it would fuck us up and it would be hindered now, and now you want to get rid of the fucking bargain. We're going to come in and give you some single payer. No, we need to be educated, and Tyler Vega, you're being led astray here, sir, and I'm glad you called so that I could try and educate you. And I'm willing to do that, but I'm not willing to sign on to a single payer plan. I was buying into the shit until I got this letter here from from a year ago. I don't know how I missed it. About a year ago, and so from the American Bar Association, stating plain out how this is not good for labor. You know, you want me to call Scott Stefani when I've heard from the American Bar Association, who's told me, Tyler Vega, that this single payer, as it is now, the way we are going about it in one state at a time, isn't a plan for the bigger plan. The bigger plans do it all at once so nobody has to get hurt. And I'm sorry, some of us don't have to get hurt a little bit, doctor. for you to heal some of the others. And that's the problem here. And that's the problem with this wayward ship. And we're going to try and get your ship back on track here, Tyler. Because I love your ideal and I love your dream. And your father helping you out. I applaud. I applaud the symbolism and idealism of having this pirate ship and going port to port and having that be the base of operation for our progressive voice. But if that progressive voice is screaming and drowning out the injured workers as they're trying to get on your ship, and you won't even didn't want to throw us a life preserver. And now I'm aboard your ship, and I'm telling you, your single payer needs to get the hell off the ship here. I was willing to put both issues on the table, but you didn't want my issue on the table. Now I'm back telling you your issue needs to be pushed off the table, or this progressive movement is failing the injured workers and the patients' rights and our justice and our health care. Please do, Tyler Vega, and all your comrades, let's call it. I don't know, for lack of a better word. You probably don't like that. I know Steve's not going to like it, but for me, I'm a democratic socialist. So I will say, go back and talk to your comrades, Tyler, and educate them and educate yourselves as to not trying to sell us a package that would harm labor and patients, the very people you're claiming to help. You're not helping me. You're selling me a package that helps business. Well, it harms labor and denies injured workers the grand bargain that my forefathers and your forefathers fought for and drew blood 100 years ago for. You don't get to just walk in and take our grand bargain away, flying this, oh, we're good people and we take care of patients. Tyler, I'm a caregiver. And if you have been listening to me, Tyler, I have taken care of these patients you say you want to go help. The homeless ones, the red ones, yellow ones, white ones, big ones, small ones. All of them. I have lived in your rooms, in your patients' rooms, when you were dying on your deathbeds, Tyler. When you were crazy, insane on medications that they were giving you, and it wasn't your fault, and you were hitting me, Tyler. I was there for you. I am a patient. I am a nurse. I am labor. I am a human being, Tyler, telling you to take some stock here. Read what the lawyers and the lawmakers are telling us. You seem to claim to be for justice. Then take a look at the American Bar Association's letter about workers' compensation. And then get back to me about your single payer, brother, and how you might be able to figure out a way to change it or rewrite it in a way that we could do it here in the state of Washington and make a go of it and have it be a petri dish for single payer if you like. I have no problem with that as long as it is not on the backs of the workers and taking away our time loss and our vocational retrainings. And see, Tyler, that's what the war on injured workers is all about, sir. And if you were truly hearing us and Darren Fonso, the victims, you would realize that the basis of our goddamn fight here is we're being intently denied the retraining opportunities. And they are doing that through our goddamn doctors and sniffs, grins, and lies, and privatized vocational rehab services. Yes, small businesses, Tyler, are being used to ream us out of the grand bargain men and women who labor earned. And it's not just the hard-working workers. I mean, like I say, this is harming you, and you guys will say, well, robotics is coming. It's going to change everything. People still get harmed at work. Look at and then when you don't have justice in your health care, they're going to get harmed a lot more. And I've shown you where 10 doctors have been shot point blank in this country over an injustice in their health care, and it's because of these state med tort and state work comp laws. But everybody's trying to have the narrative to go for Medicare, a single payer for all, but don't want to address these root causes that ALEC went state by state and stacked the laws against the patients and insurance consumers in favor of business, Tyler. You want to help human beings? I'm a human being here trying to tell you, Tyler, how to do it. You say you want to listen to the people when you get in, so you can't make any firm decisions on which way you're going to go because you're going to listen to us, we the people. Here I am, Tyler. I am somebody. I've got a song out there. Why don't you go look it up? It's called Somebody Someday. Tyler, I am a human being. I am a people of this society. And I'm here talking to you before you get in there, asking you to run your mouth and reevaluate how you say you are fighting for me, the patient, when I'm telling you, the patient, that you're hurting me and harming me. Dr. Tyler is where I'm going to start saying it and phrasing it that way. Captain Dr. Tyler will go. Captain Tyler, the medicine you are trying to give me, the patient, is harming me more. And I'm screaming out to you, sir, that I'm hurting, and what you want to give me even more of is going to harm me some more, but you don't want to address these other two root causes of things that I'm saying needs to be addressed. I, the patient, is screaming out, sir, to you, the doctor, saying, stop harming me, Tyler Vega and your friends, our revolution. And you're not hearing me. Neither was my doctors. Not only were they not hearing me, they were telling me, well, you're not hurt. It isn't a work-related injury. Nothing's related to the work. Same thing with my father-in-law. They tried to cheat him, Tyler. Tried to cheat him and worked him to death, forcing him back in at like 62 years old to be worked to death at Walmart, Tyler. So the insurance profits and then the state and everybody could profit. Private and Cedric insurer could profit. And the doctors that tried to harm him, I proved they harmed him, and they had to pay him $10,000 for an amputated part that got taken away because they didn't want to pay for the amputated part. Tyler Vega, 40% of the on-the-job injury amputations in America today are not being paid by the work comp system. They're being cost shifted off to others. So the employer's burdens, Tyler, are being cost shifted off. So do take the time to go read that report, and I wish that I had it a year ago and I would have shared it with you then. That's my fault, and that was my ignorance and my lack of knowledge. But you see, I can admit when I have a lack of knowledge, Tyler Vega. Now, can you and Scott Stepney and Jessa Lewis, who you're all in this Democratic apparatus is going to send out, and the unions are going to send out this week as being an injured worker who's going to tell us how single payer is going to fix our shit. No, Jessa Lewis. Have some respect for all the injured workers of America. Don't use your story to sell us a package that the American Bar Association says harms labor, harms injured workers, Jessa. Jessa Lewis, you like to talk about education and being educated and how you went and educated yourself after your tragedy. You picked yourself up by the bootstraps and utilized the system. Well, ma'am, the system that was supposed to be there to educate me and my father-in-law, maybe for a lighter, softer job for which we probably were well entitled to, was not there, Jessa. And Jessa Lewis, it was the doctors and group health that stood in my fucking way. And I can't get justice from them, Jessa. And I had another doctor harm my wife in this community. I can't get justice for that either, Jessa Lewis. No, we need to change the narrative here and talk about state med tort laws and state work comp laws. Otherwise, we're being fed a bag of shit from the oligarchs, and everybody's fucking us, and nobody wants to stand up and speak the fucking truth here. Anyways, love you all, and have a great day, and thank you. And I was going to try and keep up the fuck yous, but as an injured worker, and anybody who's been through this hell knows you can't. And the fact that I only lash out in that way, and in this way at you all, you ought to be thanking your fucking stars. My mental health therapist hates it when I tell him that. Well, Seymour, I'm telling you, be thankful Darren Fonso is a liberal fucking pacifist. Because if anybody else had to go through and endure some of this shit for 6 years, I'm afraid of the little Officer Dorners of this world. And for those of you who don't know who he was, he's the one that went on a rampage over the lack of injustice in his care because he had some stuffy little mother suits deny him justice. And he ended up harming a lot of other lives. I'm not like that, officer, and unfortunately, I'm sad that he had to do what he felt he had to do over a lack of justice. The same kind of lack of justice I'm calling on America here to address today, and the Tyler Vegas, and that's our revolution movement, who tell me they're going to listen to we the people. And out of the people out of uphill Portland, John, media, uphill media out of Portland, Oregon, this progressive media ship, and unfiltered radio. A Democratic voice here, apparently in the state of Washington, too. Can't get real and get honest. Jeff Johnson of the Washington State Labor Council. Where are you at, asshole? I begged for your help, sir, for 4 goddamn years. You listened to my song, Johnny Cash song, rendition of what the fuck is it? Ring of Fire. Because that's what work comp is. It's like falling into a goddamn ring of fire. Now, Jeff Johnson, the Washington State Labor Council, can talk to me on the phone like 4 years ago and tell me, oh, that's a great song. Oh, yeah, I love it. And yeah, well, we're trying to address the issues. We're trying to do it on state level. Jeff Johnson, I'm back here in your face, sir. This war on injured workers is back at the fucking union's front door, sir. Begging to my union brothers to get here and use your brains and listen to the fucking lawyers in this country and stop allowing these goddamn doctors to lie to the nine and stack the fucking state laws so they're covered. This narrative needs to change here. Anyways, thank you and have a great day. I'm glad Tyler Vege called. At least they are trying to hear us, but they are still blowing the single-payer horn and trying to educate Darren on how that's going to fix things for his injured workers when the American Bar Association, they have not even read the letter. They didn't even read Sanders' letter until I showed it to him. And then Scott Stepney said, well, that's a good starting point. No, Scott Stepney, that's not the starting point for Berniecrats. That is the issue. It's on the fucking table. Yours is off now. Good day.